for humanity and stewardship of our giftedness. As we respond to this ministry each day, fill us with the power of the Holy Spirit, that your wisdom may enlighten us, that your strength may remind us to stay focused in our purpose and calling, that your light be our guide at all times, and that your love be in our hearts. We know that the journey may not always be easy, but we firmly believe and hold on to your promise that you will be with us both in our challenges and victories, as we bring love and unity to your people in service for others. We continue to pray that as we grow the mission and purpose of our Spring Rain Global family, we may be sustained by your grace, ready to open the path for others, so that your blessings and divine providence may completely flow to each and every one of us. May we always stay in your grace, now and forever. This we ask in Jesus' mighty name. Amen. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen.
We will now play the national anthems of the Philippines, USA, and Singapore to signify the countries where Spring Rain Global is registered and operating.
Bayang mag-iiw, teras ng silanganan, alab ng puso, sa dibdib mo'y buhay. Lupang hinirang, tuyan ka ng magiting, sa panlulubing, di ka pasisiing, sa dagat at bundok, sa simoy at sa langit mong bughaw. May nilag ang tula at awit sa paglayang minamahal. Ang islap ng watawang mo'y tagumpay na nanginginig. Ang bituin at araw niya kailan pamay magdidilim. Lupa ng araw ng walhapit pagsinta, buhay ay langit sa piling mo. Aming higaya na pag may mga akit ang mamatay ng dahil sa'yo.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright star through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red flare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave? Mari kita rakyat Singapura sama-sama menuju bahagia. Cita-cita kita yang mulia, berjaya Singapura. Marilah kita bersatu dengan semangat yang baru, semua kita berseru, majulah Singapura, majulah Singapura, marilah kita bersatu dengan semangat yang baru. Semua kita berseru, majulah Singapura, majulah Singapura.
Good evening, everyone. We are now live via Facebook. Thank you so much for being with us. We are all excited for tonight. If you are, can you please type in a yes in the chat box or give us a thumbs up or a heart react? Okay, thank you. Before we proceed, I would like to acknowledge the presence of our esteemed philanthropic development offices, directors, and team present, SRG Advisory Board members present, SRG PDO Ecosystem Officers present, the Spring Rain Global team, and the rest of all the guests joining us from different parts of the Philippines and the globe who are here with us via Zoom and Facebook Live. To give us the opening remarks, may I now call on Training and Development Officer of Spring Rain Global, Ms. Maria Presa Apares.
Good evening. I would like to welcome everyone, most especially all presenters of tonight's $1 or 50 pesos a day campaign, which has a theme, Equal Access for All. It is a great pleasure to have each and every one of you here as we come together to explore the significance of equal access and its impact on society. In today's world, equal access is not just a concept, but a fundamental right that every individual deserves. It encompasses the idea that everyone, regardless of their background, abilities, or circumstances, should have the same opportunities and resources available to them. It is about breaking down barriers and ensuring that no one is left behind. Equal access goes beyond just physical accessibility. It encompasses access to education, human rights, healthcare, employment, technology, information, and so much more. It is about creating an inclusive society where everyone can participate and contribute to their fullest potential. By donating just $1 or 50 pesos a day, we are acknowledging the importance of diversity and recognizing that each person brings a unique set of skills, perspectives, and experiences on the table. We are embracing the idea that by giving everyone an equal access, equal chance, we are fostering innovation, creativity, and progress. We thank Spring Rain Global for the opportunity to explore the challenges and opportunities that exist in achieving equal access for all. Let us all learn from each other's ideas and work towards finding practical solutions that can make a real difference in our communities. I encourage everyone to actively participate in this platform. Together, let us strive to create a world where equal access is not just an ideal, but a reality to all. Thank you, everyone, for being here. And let's get started on this important journey towards a more inclusive and equitable future. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Presa. To give us tonight's inspirational message, please welcome the Deputy Director of Diocese of San Carlos, SPDO, and the econom of the Diocese of San Carlos, and he is also the Vice President of the SRGPDO ecosystem, Father Alwen Jimenez.
Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, everyone. Thank you, Ma'am Che. I would like to share a message, especially from the encyclical of Pope Francis, Fratelli Tutti, on fraternity and social friendship. And I think we can get something about this encyclical to reflect upon in today's program. In this remarkable document, the Pope calls upon us to embrace a spirit of fraternity and solidarity, urging individuals and communities to work together for the common good. One way we can answer this call is by contributing just $1 to support various advocacies and causes, especially access for all. The essence of Fratelli Tutti lies in the recognition that we are all part of one human family as an ecosystem. We are bound together by our shared humanity, and our actions should reflect a deep sense of love, understanding, and concern for one another. Each one of us has a role to play in building a more just and compassionate society. By giving just $1 to different advocacies, we demonstrate our commitment to the principles outlined in Fratelli Tutti, and we acknowledge that our small contributions, when united, can bring about significant change and elevate the suffering of those in need. It is an opportunity to embody the teachings of compassion, solidarity, and respect for human dignity that Pope Francis so passionately advocates. Imagine the impact we can create if every person, regardless of their background or circumstances, were to contribute just $1 to support causes that align with the values of Fratelli Tutti. We could address issues such as poverty, inequality, discrimination, and environmental degradation. We could foster education, promote healthcare, ensure access to clean water, and support sustainable development. Moreover, by giving $1, we are not only providing financial assistance, but also sending a powerful message to the world. We are saying that we care, that we stand in solidarity as an ecosystem with those who are marginalized, and that we are committed to building a more inclusive and compassionate society. Our collective actions can inspire others to join this movement of love and solidarity. And so, I encourage each and every one of you to embrace the teachings of Fratelli Tutti on fraternity and social friendship of Pope Francis, and contribute just $1 to the different advocacies that resonate with your values and passions. Let us create a groundswell of support for causes that uplift humanity and promote the common good. Together, we can transform the world $1 at a time. Let us heed the call of Pope Francis and become champions of fraternity, justice, and peace. The power for change lies with each one of us. Thank you and God bless.
Thank you, Father Alwen. Please don't forget to take a selfie, upload in your social media accounts, and use the hashtag Hashtag SRG $1 per day for 100 days. Again, welcome once again to the $1 per day for 100 days fundraising campaign. Tonight marks another week for the advocacy of the equal access for all, which covers better economy, equal access to education, a world working together, and a global partnership. To know more about this advocacy, let us watch this video.
Think of a person, someone who is young, filled with hopes and dreams. At that stage, when support is more important than ever, having access to a safe place to live, education, employment, healthcare, and social connection is fundamental. Can you imagine being deprived of these because of who you are?
Those choices and opportunities in life shouldn't be determined by things that they have no control over. We really want to make sure that any child, regardless of where he or she is born, regardless of the ethnicity of his or her parents, has the same opportunity to get a good education, to have access to health care, to have access to basic services such as clean water. We think this is not just a question of fairness, it's also a question of good economic policy.
The focus on opportunities is important because when we talk about inequality, we often end up what we mean are outcomes. But the problem with just focusing on outcomes is that you could say that people are rewarded for effort. And when you focus on opportunities, what you're saying is that you have a level playing field, and then based on your effort and your talent, you may be earning different incomes while accessing the same opportunities.
There's just no way that you will eliminate extreme poverty if children born into poor rural families just don't have the opportunity set that will allow them to be productive, healthy adults earning decent incomes.
In a world speedily developing into a new horizon, it is easy to forget our roots. Our home, which housed an identity that is truly ours to cherish and share. All that remains are the silence of the people we have left behind. These indigenous groups have maintained the culture that our nation was born with and has lived with to this day. Yet, what is happening to them? In the mindset favoring development, most have failed to honor indigenous people. The people deserve the most respect. Their lack of education has made them fall behind in this ever-changing world. School facilities are far, and they do not have the same access to the information from technology. Shouldn't they have the knowledge to participate in society? Shouldn't that participation be valued? The jobs they undertake do not give them the support they need to live in this modern world. The money they earn is not enough to support them despite the countless efforts they do. Is their work not recognized to be as important? The lack of support has made their way of living more difficult. The environment is deteriorating. The resources like land are slowly being taken away from them. What happens to their livelihood? What of the earth they have taken care of for so long? Shouldn't they be able to speak out their concerns and be heard like any other citizen? It is all the more important to support them at this time of need. Some have stepped up to provide for them, and they need help in order to make that goal possible.
The idea of human rights is that each one of us, no matter who we are or where we are born, is entitled to the same basic rights and freedoms. Human rights are not privileges, and they cannot be granted or revoked. They are inalienable and universal. That may sound straightforward enough, but it gets incredibly complicated as soon as anyone tries to put the idea into practice. What exactly are the basic human rights? Who gets to pick them? Who enforces them, and how? The history behind the concept of human rights is a long one. Throughout the centuries and across societies, religions, and cultures, we have struggled with defining notions of rightfulness, justice, and rights. But one of the most modern affirmations of universal human rights emerged from the ruins of World War II with the creation of the United Nations. The treaty that established the UN gives as one of its purposes to reaffirm faith in fundamental human rights. And with the same spirit, in 1948, the UN General Assembly adopted the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. This document, written by an international committee chaired by Eleanor Roosevelt, lays the basis for modern international human rights law. The Declaration is based on the principle that all human beings are born free and equal in dignity and rights. It lists 30 articles recognizing, among other things, the principle of non-discrimination and the right to life and liberty. It refers to negative freedoms, like the freedom from torture or slavery, as well as positive freedoms, such as the freedom of movement and residence. It encompasses basic civil and political rights, such as freedom of expression, religion, or peaceful assembly, as well as social, economic, and cultural rights, such as the right to education and the right to freely choose one's occupation and be paid and treated fairly. The Declaration takes no sides as to which rights are more important, insisting on their universality, indivisibility, and interdependence. And in the past decades, international human rights law has grown, deepening and expanding our understanding of what human rights are and how to better protect them.
Spring Rain Global has been creating philanthropic development offices for the purpose of building a system towards sustainability. Long-term sustainability has been one of the major challenges among nonprofit organizations, especially in the world today where the generation of donors are changing in the landscape. Baby boomers are becoming few in terms of their support, and the millennial donors are now coming in. Development work has to innovate to a level where it can communicate well with this new generation of donors. Most of the charities that we have worked with are still left with the old tradition of doing philanthropy work, and we need to capacitate them, we need to support them, we need to help them in terms of training and giving them technology and innovation and letting them be exposed to what the global philanthropy is all about.
Joining us for this advocacy are the following organizations: Kalinaw Mine Center, Diocese of San Carlos Stewardship and Philanthropic Development Office, Sisters of Immaculate Heart of Mary, Mother of Christ, IHMPDO, Congregation of St. Joseph, Josephites of St. Leonard Murieldo, Vice Province of Africa, CanCare Technical Vocational Education Training Assessment and Review Center Institute, Inc., Evans Light, Inc., Signature Foundation, Inc., Carmelite Missionaries PDO, San Pablo Apostol PDO Tondo, Passionist PDO, Dominican Daughters of the Immaculate Mother, Juan Sebastian PDO, and the Divine Word Foundation PDO. We will now proceed with tonight's panel discussion. Let us all welcome the representatives of the participating organizations who are advocating for equal access for all. May I call on Sister Nida Bayo Vicente from Marian Missionaries of the Philippines, Inc. PDO, Ms. Norma Lauron from Augustinian Sisters of Our Lady of Consolation PDO, Father Shyam Prasad, FDCC from Canossian Sons of Charity India, Captain Imi Inchong from Evans Light Foundation, Brother Lordo Rajo D. Joy from Bala Ieso Mission Brothers of the Sacred Heart of Jesus, Father Alwen Jimenez from Diocese of San Carlos PDO, and Dr. Glenda Miro Antonio founder and president of Spring Rain Global Foundation, Inc., and the founder, president, and CEO of Spring Rain Global Consultancy, Inc. Tonight's moderator is Ms. Anne-Marie Baring, Membership and Accreditation Officer of Spring Rain Global.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, Chef.
Good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Everyone.
Hi, good evening. It's nice to be back. I'm your moderator for tonight, and welcome to all our audience in Facebook, here in Zoom, and welcome to our panelists as well. So, good evening. I'm so excited to ask you for our discussion for tonight. This $1 campaign has been running since I think almost a month already. And we're so excited for our PDOs who are participating. To begin, I'd like to ask all of you, what is the unique program of your PDO that allows advocacy support on equal access to all? Can I call Sister Nita first? Good evening, Sister.
Hi, good evening, Anne. Good evening, everyone. Or good morning or good afternoon, wherever you are joining with us tonight here in the Philippines. Marian Missionaries of the Philippines Incorporated has been working with the sexually abused children and women or who are victims of violence, exploitation, neglect, so that we would be able to help them to uphold their worth and dignity and justice, so that in the long run, they would be able to live in a supportive and protective environment. So we have three different components. Because we also work with the preventive program. That means for prevention of child sexual abuse. We have sessions with mothers and children, formative sessions, so that in family relationships would be enhanced, and particularly so that any form of abuse could be prevented from the family and in the community also. So in working with them, so we provide different psychosocial interventions, especially in addressing the healing process of those who have been victims of trauma because of the different kinds of abuses that they have experienced, especially in their childhood. So in the process, the helping process is being worked together in the family, of course, because family is also part of those people who may be abusing them, but at the same time, they can also be empowered in order to prevent abuse to be happening in their families or either in the schools, because we also work with the different stakeholders, such as in the schools. We give advocacy sessions. We network with different kinds of institutions also, both NGOs and even in the government. So we work together with them so that in the course of time, even we know it is not that easy, but it is possible that child sexual abuse can be prevented and be in the long run abused or survivors who are being who have experienced healing and empowerment in the process can also become advocates to their communities and even co-members of their families in the larger spectrum in their schools, because we have proven it also in the past that they themselves speak for their rights and for the rights of other children who have been suffering from the different kinds of trauma, such as sexual abuses in the children and youth. Okay?
Thank you,
Thank
Sister.
you.
How about from the ASALT PDO, Ma'am Norma? Miss Norma, naka-mute po. Miss Norma, are you already talking? You're still on mute.
Okay. Hello, good evening.
Good
Okay,
evening.
good evening, good morning, wherever you may be. The ASO PDO, we have identified 9 advocacies actually, but in the purposes of this evening event, I would like to highlight the 3 advocacies in in response to the SDG that we are advocating for this night. So we as an office of the Augustine Sisters of Our Lady of Consolation congregation, we are an office that task or thrust to support the congregation sustainability and mission through fundraising. That's the role of the office. And so with tonight's advocacies, I would like to highlight 3. We have the Tahanan ng Mapagkaligan ni Madre Rita. This is a alternative home care for children which are abused or who have experienced social injustice or violence. So we offer in this alternative home care, we offer basic services like we offer education, we support them in their education, we provide them with proper housing and healthcare or not food and nourishment. So usually we accept from 5 years old to 16 years old. After that, there is already at 16 we are already be transferred, or there is the call of independent living. They will be trained for an independent living. But eventually, the formation of the children in this house or in this alternative home care is holistic. They will be given education, formation, especially Christian and Augustinian Marian education and formation. Aside from that, in the concept of education, education for all, the school or we in the PDO facilitate scholarship program for deserving, poor but deserving students in our schools. And we try to look for funders that supports scholarship programs. And currently, we all have this is also in line with education. Currently, we have the program called Monican Village 2. This is a housing program for teaching and non-teaching personnel for the schools in administering 2 schools in La Consolacion College in Baao and La Consolacion College in Iriga, both in Camarines Sur. So these are the 3 advocacies in response to this SDG, the equal access for all. Thank you.
Thank you, Ma'am Norma. Next, I'd like to call Captain Emmy Inshong from Evans Light Foundation PDO. Miss Emmy.
Hello, Mayet. Hello,
Hi.
everyone. Good evening. Good evening. My name is Emmy Inchong, and I represent Evans Light. Evans Light is fairly new, so we have 3 main advocacies. We have music and arts for kids. We have value formation. And number 3, we have care for the elderly. So just an example for music and arts. For the past 2 years, we've had programs that are in sync with the equal access advocacy. We are partners with Everlasting Hope in Cebu because the family's main focus is on the children's treatments. For your information, Everlasting Hope is a temporary home for locals and families from different parts of Visayas who have children getting treatment for cancer. So last year we had art classes, and this year we are currently in the middle of the music classes. Evans Light wanted the families to have an opportunity to nurture their artistic nature, and this would also serve as a positive diversion from the treatments and their everyday routine. So we're starting small. So we're changing one small community at a time. So we're providing access to these families since most of their finances, most of their attention is focused on getting treatments, their daily sustenance. So we provide them with a little break from the everyday routine. So we are happy to join this campaign for the equal access because it is very in sync with what we believe in.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
How about Father Shyam Prasad?
Good evening to all of you.
Good evening.
Magandang gabi po sa inyo lahat. It is a happy moment to share about our own organization from India. We have several advocacies, but mainly, and I would focus on the youth for us. That is the main centrality of education of the youth and the children. And this youth and the children education is not merely on the academic line, but also it is on the line of community colleges, and especially on the skill training. We have in Mumbai and in Gujarat, another state, and we have 2 orphanages. So we prioritize in taking the children and the youth, only those who do not have parents or those who are semi-orphans and who are actually child laborers. So we receive them and we try to educate them first to give an initial education for them. And it depends on their interest and their choice, and we try to promote them because what is more important for them is that how to survive alone. And as a result, they have to be trained in one skill. And so they are promoted in that. On the other hand, we also have some training programs and with regards to the youth and the children, because in India, there is also a situation of human trafficking. And when it comes to human trafficking, and it is very sad that because of people at times they are trapped in a different way, and both children and the youth. So to bring an awareness to them in order to save their life and to protect them, that itself is one of the advocacy that we are trying to reach out to the many of the young people. The second concern of the advocacy for us is that we are also dealing with the sick people. So we have one physiotherapy center, and where we are trying to reach out to different people who are bedridden and who really cannot get up and walk, and who are after the accidents or after several diseases, they are unable to move by themselves. So physiotherapy can give at least little hope to them, and so that and we would be able to do it. And it is both residential and also we go to their families and do extended service. And it is in this way. And the other advocacy is also for the teachers. We try to focus on the teachers because of the teachers and who are dealing with the students and the other children or youth. It is also important that what is the need of a right education in this moment, dealing with the children and the youth. And when the teacher is not prepared properly, not just the academic, but the way of treating, the way of promoting the human rights, the way of respecting the human respect and for a human person is very, very essential for that. So we also focus on the teachers and, where, and, they could really reach out and go. And on the other part, we are also right now in the initial stage of this advocacy, especially trying to get in network with many of the young people who are unemployed or who are dropouts from the education. And because of that, they are unable to do, and some of them, and they are into agriculture, but they are unable to do even the agriculture. And they are also not able to sustain by themselves individually with the earnings and what they have. So in several ways, and we are trying to deal with them is one is how to get jobs. So we try to network and try to see that anybody who approaches us and we are referring to some companies or somewhere where they can get an immediate job, and so that at least they can have a survival of their life. And the second thing is that even in a small scale, and how they could really continue with their agriculture programs. So this is another advocacy and that we are trying to do. And we have nearly 4 or 5 centers in India, and we are trying to explore and with much more according to the reality, and even especially of the tribal, because the tribals are also more deprived of their own rights, and where they also do not know, and sometimes their land is grabbed and their rights are grabbed, and at the end they are into crisis, and they are also deprived of education, and they really do not have more better opportunities and how they could see their dreams to be fulfilled. So these are the advocacies that we really have. Thank you very much for the time.
Thank you, Father Cheyenne. How about Brother Joy? You're still on mute, Brother Joy. We cannot hear you, Brother Joy. Is there something wrong with your audio? Or is it my connection? Check, can you hear Brother Joy on your end?
No, Miss Anne.
Brother Joy, you're still on mute. No, brother, we cannot hear you yet. We will just go back to Brother Joy while he is still fixing his connection. We move first to Father Alwan. How about you, Father?
Hi, good evening, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon. Regarding the Access for All, in our Stewardship and Philanthropic Development Office, we have seminary formation and vocation advocacy, and I chose this advocacy in the $1 campaign because I believe that seminary, the St. John Mary Vianney Seminary College Incorporated in the diocese, is the heart of the Diocese of San Carlos, where we consider as our the seedbed of our vocations, no? And this is also human resources, no? We get human resources from this institution to really continue the mission of Jesus, no? In the local church of San Carlos. Can you imagine if we don't have seminary, who will sustain, no, the mission in the diocese? So this is very important. So and we have 46 seminarians college in the seminary, and for us to offer good facilities, good formation for our seminarians, so we also consider them to be supported, no, in terms of the need in the seminary, to be more conducive for learning and quality formation. And if not, if they will not become priests in the future, so at least they will become good Christian leaders in our society. And so that's what we aim for. We are not only forming future and holy priests in the diocese, but we also form good Christian leaders in our society. So thank you.
Thank you, Pads. Brother Joy, is your audio already okay? Sorry, we cannot hear you. Perhaps, Brother Joy, you could log out and then log in again. Is it just me? Can you hear him, Sister Nida?
No,
All
I
right,
don't
So yeah,
either.
maybe brother, you could log out and then log in again. Yeah, thank you. Okay. Dr. Glenda, would you like to comment on the advocacies of the programs presented in this equal access for all?
Thank you, Anne. I'd like to also congratulate the PDOs here and all the PDOs in our ecosystem, because I think the programs, the varied programs that you are doing is also addressing to the communities a gap, and most of which is really to find a way where the community can access to education or any form of uh, lacking opportunities like finances, for example. And it's good to know that if we continue to connect as an ecosystem, all of your different contributions connects the dots and the gaps, no? And equal access for all is seeing where the community needs you. So whether you are in the parish or the diocese, or you're working with abused women, or people who needs financial resources for medical assistance, and these are showing hope, no, to the people that there is a way to access, and it's not limiting to just one or few. Everybody should be aware of where to access that opportunity to ask for resources. And I think, and what we are doing with our ecosystem is to tell the world that these organizations are there and their offices are open to collaborate and find opportunities for intersectionality, so that whenever there is a need, then we all fill the gap. So thank you, sisters and fathers and friends, for being a light to show to people that there could be opportunities like that. Because sometimes people suffer silently if we don't tell them. And if they know that Evan's Light is there to also help the charity, the Augustinian sisters are opening hope for education, Father is giving hope for the priests, then it gives light and hope for everybody that there is an opportunity. Thank you. I want to grab the chance that brother can speak now. Brother, finally.
Hello, Brother Joy.
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you.
I just I logged out and then I was using my mobile.
Okay.
Yeah, can everybody hear me?
Yes, we can hear you loud and clear.
Yeah. Sorry for inconvenience, causing inconvenience because of my network problem. Now I'm representing the Bala Yesu Mission SHJ PDO. This is a wing of social work and a wing of Brothers of the Sacred Heart PDO. 3 years back we started, and then meanwhile some corona effect was there. Again, we wanted to renew with SRG, and then Glenda is very much initiated with again coordinating with all those things. And now I think we are Sacred Brothers PDO is in track with SRG and other things. I would like to share my mission centers about how what are the things we are doing. And we have 3 different advocacies, like a formal education for the tribal youth, tribal children, farmers children, and Dalit children. We have a set up formal schools in a rural area, not in cities. It is in rural area, so that we can reach to the deprived children, of deprived of education children to the children. And regard to these things, thousands, that is because of the brothers who have been are getting education. For second thing is the technical education for the training program for them, like a computer, basic computer education, like fitter sections, carpentry sections, welding sections, and we have a small IT for the rural youth. And professional schools for the, we have a degree college for the youth from age from 14 to 21. So they come here and they stay in our center and they get free education. And they get, we also give a connection to the self-employment and employment connecting to those companies. So we promote them to the companies and they get the job employment. And regarding to this, we have another very good center, model center. Manosinda Spain has given a credit to us that seeing our social work center that it has been coming forward to work with us. And that in that center we have exclusively for the tribal children and women. We work for the tribal women and children. We give them basic education for the children, and we promote them to the government schools. And we also promote some children parliament among the children, so that they can learn the future, they can become the good citizen of India regarding to that. And then we have programs for, it's like a rights-based approach, but basic entitlements for the tribal women and the children. Basic entitlements means for them, there are the tribal women, they don't have ration cards. We get government ration, but they are not able to apply for the ration. We have our animators, our village workers, they help them to get ration cards, Aadhaar cards, job cards. We have 100 days work job cards. So those are not able to get to work and they can work under the government for 100 days and they can get food for money for it. And much awareness to the tribal people. And hello?
Hello, Brother Joy.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes.
Something break was there. So we educate the women to participate in the local elections. So now we have a successful story. So 6 women won the elections. They became the Panchayati president. So we are proud of saying that we get that credit by working with women in tribal areas. And we have some challenges also regarding to this survival stage, from survival stage to the sustainable stage. So now we are in the process of, till now we have been working for our survival purpose. Now we wanted to make it a sustainable center so that our service can be continued for a long time. And networking with the government officials. Sometimes the government officials may not show interest to go like this, but we are trying to network with the people, and then we have some future plans because here in our rural areas where we are working, the girl youth, the many are they study but they are dropped out in between. So we wanted to put up it's like a small nurse. Now there is a demand for the nursing courses in India, especially in Andhra, Telangana areas. So now we wanted to establish some nursing school of nursing for the rural girls youth. so that after studying immediately they can get to some job placements in government sector and they can have a lively sustainability life. And we also have the system of increasing the social work units in other centers where we are working. Some places, 3 centers we have social work centers. In other 3 places, we wanted to establish these social work units among them. So these are all things that we have been working on this, and then hope that we will continue with more collaborative work and with the networking, and hope that we will have a bright future for the service to the people. This is what we have.
Yeah, thank you, Brother Joy.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Yeah, we're glad to have you back with us.
Yes.
Okay, while you're at it, I'll just ask you the second question first.
Yeah.
How do you think we can work as an ecosystem on your advocacy?
It is like collaborating with the government officials, like-minded people, like-minded organizations. We need to have a system for the beneficiaries, like Sacred Brothers, at the same time, like-minded organizations and the government organizations, so that the work will continue for a long time, and we can achieve what are the good result from for the people.
Thanks again, Brother Joy. How about you, Sister Nida?
How can we work together as an ecosystem?
Yeah,
Okay.
in with regards to your...
So, we have different advocacies. Some are similar and some are unique. So from our own point of view, because I was thinking as I was listening to the different advocacies of my companions here tonight, so wherever we are, the need is there, and the need is so great that sometimes we feel helpless, but because of the presence of this ecosystem that is organized in the long run, we could be helping one another. For example, I give you an example. Since one of the components or one of our advocacies in our program is capacity building, so to the different stakeholders in our focusing in our advocacy, because we cannot work alone. So I believe there are many needs, right? And I believe also that not all are capacitated enough to address all the needs of our beneficiaries. So from my end, as a person or as an organization who is focused on the recovery process of the sexually abused children, there are several ways of cooperating. One could be, since we are trainers, one could be facilitating or conducting training to those organizations to capacitate better wherever you are, to capacitate better the direct service providers, because especially in running shelters or in running programs for trauma survivors is not that easy. And when a person is not prepared professionally how to accompany in the healing process of these children, we might be able to open up more wounds instead of helping them experience the healing process. So from MMPI, as an MMPI, we could be helping other organizations or other advocacies with similar advocacies as ours by capacitating them. And then, as what they have been pointing out, the networking with the government and with the other stakeholders in the communities, so that communities can also be made aware that we are existing and each one of us is existing, and then we do help in the community building through our different programs and advocacies. So we can enlarge ourselves by having an enlargement of art, by offering what we can do in order to capacitate better our other members of the PDO ecosystem of God.
Thank you, sister. So the key word there is collaboration, I guess.
Yeah.
How about you, Ma'am Norma? You're still on mute, ma'am.
Sorry for that. Okay, yeah. Collaboration, sharing of resources is already in the fiber of SRG ecosystem. I think from the beginning, having been in the office for 5 years, parang ASOC PDO is one of the earliest member, if I have not mistaken. Siguro mga nasa 8 or 7 years of in SRG ecosystem membership. So since then, since I have been part of the ASOC PDO, I saw the spirituality of sharing and collaboration, because it was evident even before the pandemic. ASOC PDO has been collaborating with other PDOs, sharing resources and sharing ideas. What else? So I think it is already in the fiber of SRG, collaboration and sharing of resources.
Thank you, Ma'am Norma. How about Captain Emmy? Miss Emmy?
Hello. I'm having problems with my iPad. Anyway, so how can we use the ecosystem for this campaign?
Yeah.
I think it's just we're making our inner circle bigger. So we're going outside of our comfort zone. Just like what Sister Nida said, that we cannot do this alone. So, because alone we can do so little, but together we can transform. So that's what inspires us to join this campaign. It seems so small, it seems so like just small actions, but its output is going to be big with all of us. Thank you.
Thank you, Miss Emmy. Father Prasad?
For me, I feel personally dreaming with a goodwill alone is not enough. It requires efficiency, effectiveness, and greatness. Because all the PDOs and that we are coming into joining with the SRG and trying to seek a help, it is always a matters with there is somewhere that we are lacking somewhere in terms with the first efficiency. So the making us at the level of the capacity building and trying to make it a more efficient people and who could really a lot of happiness in the future. And as a result, gradually, where we share all of us is the greatness is that to do the greatness in the kingdom of God. That is where that we really can connect every one of us. And because at the end, all of us can have different advocacies, but the ultimate goal is that the spreading the kingdom of God in a much more reaching out to the margins and even going beyond the peripheries. But through this approach, and that we could really come together and see that there is a place for even the unknown, and that unknown feels belonged. I think that is how, and we could connect, and we could really see the dream to be fulfilled.
Thank
Thank
you,
you.
Father. Yep. Thank you, Father Alwan.
For me, we are now in the year of synodality in the church, in the Catholic Church, and we are siguro familiar with what is happening in the Vatican about the synodality there of the bishops and the laity. And for me, the ecosystem is one way of our expression in regarding synodality. No, as also what Pope Francis highlighted in this encyclical Fratelli Tutti on social friendship about solidarity. No, so for me, as one ecosystem, we continue doing this like this, no, virtually or actual venue for collaboration. For example, we are now in the digital time. We maximize doing this virtually, letting others to know about our different advocacies as one, and also keep sharing our own stories. No, by doing like this, no, we are sharing our own stories, our own advocacies. It's very important. No, it's very valuable, and to create a great impact in the world. There are many people who do not hear our stories, no. So we keep telling others our stories, no. And from Isaiah chapter 54, verse 2, no, it is said that we should enlarge the space of our tent, no. So by doing this, and few weeks ago, I think there was a trending of Potolab, no. Of course, are you familiar with Potolab? And I agree with Miss Norma and Sister Nida about the power of collab, not Potolab, but collab, collaboration. No. So for me, it's about walking together, sharing our own stories together, listening together, and finally, we continue to promote common venue for us as an ecosystem to be heard. No, there are people outside, no, from our circle who are very well, hindi pa nakarinig or who do not hear our own stories. So for me, that's all.
Thank you, Pads. Madam, your comments on the perspective of the PDOs with regards to working as an ecosystem?
Yes, I am a believer of an ecosystem talaga, because I know that we are in a world where the issues are systemic in nature. But great things, you cannot do that immediately, but great things are done by a series of small things brought together. Three things I'd like to highlight lang, and before it gets out of my mind, the Holy Spirit must have sent me. First is the advocacies. We have common advocacies of unique programs in our PDOs. We're not here to compete, but we're here to complement. So we're here to show to everyone that there are avenues where people can help. And by sharing our connectedness, especially in our common end goal, which is equal access for all that you're doing is providing that opportunity. The ecosystem is the avenue to tell the world that there are ways where you can jump and connect to this organization. So our advocacies can be amplified in an ecosystem like this. I remembered what Sister Mary Ann of DDIM said. When we start talking about our causes, then we're halfway there. The moment we start talking, we have to tell the world about it. Everyone has to be aware that your PDO exists. two things can benefit for your PDO. One is people will know where you are. So they will talk to you, they will contact you if they need your help as a beneficiary. And the other side of the world, people wants to donate. People wants to give, and they don't know where to give. You are the avenue to amplify that you are there. And the world is getting smaller by virtual global linkages. So we can reach as far as India, as far as Africa. We don't have to think only of ourselves and work in silos. So it's beautiful that we're working closely as an ecosystem in our advocacy. Second is human capacity or capacity building. We have different programs, the same problem, but different programs. When later on we will map our data, we can see how progress happens, and we can benchmark each other's programs by learning. This ecosystem can be a learning hub. So we can see that, oh, it's working in India, might be working in the Philippines or in Africa or in any parts of the world. So the ecosystem can collaborate on unique cases, like what Sister Nida was saying, how to handle them. So you don't have to reinvent the wheel and do the things that are, supposed to be you doing. And third is donations. By amplifying our voice and by making it small but affordable yet many, for example, if in the Philippines, if you will share our platform and everybody donates 50 pesos a day, I mean, in a perfect world of 100 million population or $1, that would already signify numbers. I was talking to Singapore, and Singapore was telling me, in Singapore, we are a 4 million population. You're raising money here. We know that we have wealthy people here, but 4 million cannot still compete the 100 million people in the Philippines, nor will it compete the multi-million people in India. But how can everyone participate? We amplify our voice, because if they donate directly to your PDO, you have a life to give. If they donate to our SRG Foundation, then everyone in the ecosystem can access to those funds. So alone, we cannot do it, but together, like Henry Ford says, our coming together is the beginning. This is the beginning. Our keeping together as an ecosystem is our strength. It's our progress. But the moment we do this together, we're already claiming our success. So we hope to continue this and work through a lot in connecting the gaps. So I hope that adds to the thoughts. And thank you.
Thank you. We're down to our last question for this panel this evening. What is the meaning of the $1 campaign to you? And what is your message to your donor? Why are you joining this campaign? Can we start again with Brother Joy? Are you there?
Yeah.
There you
Yeah.
go. Okay.
This is what I understood personally is sharing of our responsibilities and to help each other. To help each other for the sustainability of the society.
What is your message to your donor? Your perspective, your current.
So we need to have interaction with each other and understand our work, and we understand their benefit out of it.
Okay, thank you. Father Prasad?
For me, this $1 per day is just like a small seed. A seed that can every grow little by little and become a plant. And sometimes it is a simple seed that are really giving us, it brings a lot of hope in the lives of the people, how it can transform and how it can be there. And at one point of the day, and they could think about it, I have been part of one person's future and in giving hope. And that itself, and is a great contribution, because they are not able to see the plant, they are not able to see it, but they can see there is somebody who is really having a future because of that one simple seed of $1. This is what I would say so much.
Thank you, Captain Emmy.
Hi.
Hello.
So this $1 a day, I am empowered by this campaign because I was thinking about what is $1 for me, what is 50 pesos for me. So just as an example, my my toll for one way from my house to work is 118 pesos. So both ways it's 236 pesos. So if I take the long way, if I take the scenic route, so I skip one day of toll, it's equivalent to 4 days in the $1 a day for SRG. So this encourages me na no, there are no small donors, there are no small donations. Everyone can do their part. You just have to make one small sacrifice, which will translate to one small act of kindness, because that small sacrifice will transform someone's life. Okay, I think that's it.
Yeah, Captain Emmy, do you have a message to your donors or prospective donors?
I hope family members and friends become empowered like I was thinking about this campaign, that there are no small acts of kindness, only big hearts. So it can they can start any day, they can start today, they can give whatever they can afford. So everybody's welcome. We welcome everyone's help, we welcome everyone's kindness and generosity. Thank you.
Thank you. Sister Nida?
What is the meaning of $1 a day campaign for me? Well, when I heard that title, no, I said, wow, this is an opportunity to anyone to practice an act of charity for a day. Whether it could be a little sacrifice to take away your 1 cup of coffee a day, or a piece of bread because you wanted it to give to someone who is experiencing more hunger than you do. There are really many opportunities to do this, as long as you are sensitive, as long as you are mindful that you exist because of the others. And it is possible. We usually hear the words that there is no poor who cannot give, and there is no rich who cannot receive. So poor materially or rich materially, we can be donors. We can be donors. We can be silently doing it. We can be silently giving it to someone whom you do not even know, as long as your heart desires to make a difference in the lives of so many. And if there are many $100 throughout this campaign, what joy can we experience in the process? Because helping people because of your generosity is being counted by the Lord. After all, when our life ends, He will just ask us, how much did you love me? And that love can be translated into $1 a day, even beyond 100 days. That's it. So donors, wherever you are, help all the advocacies and advocacies which are not even present tonight, because we are so many in the ecosystem of good of Spring Rain Global. Help us make a difference in the lives of those who are more in need than us. Thank you.
Thank you. Ma'am Norma?
Okay, $1 per day per day for 100 days is an opportunity for a donor cultivation. Not only for big donors, but also reaching out maybe to our families, to our neighbors, and to our friends. Because sometimes when we speak of philanthropy, we always think of a bigger, wider donors or bulk one drop of donation. So in this case, we are encouraged to have more donors, little or small it may seem, but it has or it gives significant value and impact to whoever will benefited for it. So I would like to give this quote. This is from our director, Sister Nisette. Let me read the quote. It does not matter how much one gives, but the love and sincerity of the heart that goes with the giving multiplies the blessing. For people in need, when put together, all our donations become enough to fill the cup of someone's life. So wherever you are, wherever our donors be, we are calling our friends, family, prospective donors to help support our advocacies. The SRG philanthropic ecosystem advocacy. Thank you.
Thank you, Ma'am Norma. And what great words from Sister Nisette. How about you, Father? Father Alwan?
For me, $1 a day or 50 pesos, 50 is gold. And G stands for gratitude. As the first principle of stewardship. We should be grateful for the blessings, even if it is whether it is small or big. So we always be grateful to God. No? And letter O is our offering to God. No? A small offering can create a great impact to the poor. And L stands for love for humanity. We continue our love regardless of our status, no, regardless of the status of our beneficiaries, religion. So as long as we have that heart and love for humanity. And that's what also Pope Francis in his Fratelitude, no, ang love. And according to Saint Benedict, he said that the poor and pilgrims should be treated with utmost care and compassion. And letter D is discipleship. No, our $1 or 50 pesos is an expression of our discipleship so that the mission of Jesus will continue. Thank you.
Thank you, Father. Madam, any thoughts on the answers of our panelists?
When we conceptualize the $1 campaign, we know that we've been hearing this $1 campaign in also some other campaigns, but how do we make this unique in our ecosystem? Is that it allows us the habit of building a giving community. And why did we do the first 100 days? Because the first 100 days will develop the kind of habit we want to enable in our constituents. And I know that it is not a big amount of money, but it is deeply spiritual in a sense that I always know and believe that when you give, you are blessed. But don't keep giving. Don't just keep giving. Influence people
to give. Because when you make people give, you are making them blessed as well. So to the PDOs, I would like, in deep gratitude, thank you for creating programs and projects and advocacies for the community, for not giving up on, even if how difficult resources may be, but your deep commitment to serve the community is heard in the eyes of God. So thank you for that. And we know that the whole SRG ecosystem is here to find ways to keep you going. And to all the donors and the funders and everyone who believed in our cause, thank you for also supporting. This $1 is a testament of a value for you. I love what Captain Emmy says, that it gets into your consciousness that if you don't have anything you plan, but you're conscious about giving, you look at your where you are and give up something or reroute something so you can have something to spare. It teaches us about stewardship, as Father Alvin was saying. It teaches us about the deeper impact of these small acts of kindness. And you influence more people to choose to give, to choose to be kind, to choose to do this rather than doing the other way around of destroying the community or whatsoever. The world is already in pain. Let's choose the next 100 days to be a remarkable journey for all of us. I'm equally excited with all of you and to all the donors. And I know that whatever would be the impact of this 100 days, we will make it. We have already considered this as a victory for everyone. May we all be blessed and may we continue to be a blessing to others. So keep sharing, make people be aware, and we will all make everyone blessed this year and in the years to come. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I'd like to ask you for 3 to 5 sentences for your key takeaway for tonight's session, starting with Sister Nida.
Wow, ako good.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. 3 to 5 only. Very limited.
Okay, one paragraph.
Joke lang. Okay. So, first and foremost, I am very grateful that I am able tonight to be with this special group now. No, so this gives me more hope, more positive in life. That in helping there is no age limit. No, as long as your heart can afford to love, keep loving. As long as we have the opportunity to help, keep helping. As long as we have the opportunity to give, keep giving. Because I know God will always bless the cheerful givers. And I believe all of us who are here, we are all givers in many different ways. That is why I thank God for the presence of all members of our ecosystem of good. And thank you each one. And thank you to all who have listened to our sharings this evening. Thank you, Anne. Thank you, Glenn.
Thank you, sister. It is as if you're saying, don't give until it hurts, but give until it feels good. Ma'am Norma?
Okay, thank you for this opportunity. Also thank for the ASO PDO for giving us in the ecosystem venue for sharing. And as a philanthropic development office, we create a space of dialogue between donor and beneficiary to have a common understanding of both the giver and the receiver, and so that we can create impact in the society. And with our effort in the advocacy or in the fundraising, we would like to thank everyone, especially those who are here and in Facebook Live also. We would like to encourage them to support our program and advocacy, especially with the SRG. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Captain Emmy.
I think I've said it already that small acts of kindness lead to big transformation. So in general, if we really want to see change in the world, we have to start from us and we have to start small, because everything, every change, every part of healing, every part of transformation starts with one step. So we just need to take that first step. So this is that first step to generosity and to making a difference. Thank you.
Thank you, Father Shyam.
Uh, I take this opportunity to thank Dr. Glenda and also all the SRG and all the others who are present here from different PDOs, because it is a great opportunity, for us also to learn and to listen from each other. And one beautiful thing that I see that coming together and this way and sharing and listening to each other, it gives us a lot of strength, even to us, that not to be in a state of helplessness, but also to have that hope to continue. For me, the one beautiful point that for today's event is this, that I would say, to know that if we have been blessed, let us be a blessing to the others. And that itself is a greater proclamation of the gospel for us and what the Lord had given to us. I think that is what we share. And also to the donors, I am very sure that they join and they participate and they try to contribute because somewhere deep down they know that they have been blessed. And that blessing will not be. Thank you very much. Thanks a lot to all of you. Thank you.
Thank you. So if you have been blessed, be a blessing to others. Brother Joy.
Yeah, this is like a sharing of our work with each other is a great learning for us. And this network creates hope for all the organizations, PDOs, that they can go ahead with great hopes. Second thing is it is a platform to share our generosity, our work, and our service. And thanks to all the donors and thanks to all the partners who have been sharing with us. It's a great learning for us to know the new things and other things. And also I thank SIG for taking this a great step of $1 per day and the many things, many initiatives. And it's like a small seed as it grows, giving big shade to the many, okay, like a banyan tree. Okay, it's like a banyan tree. So hope that everything will get a good strength and sharing of our things. At the same time, we'll have a bright future with all these things. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Brother Joy. Father Alwin.
Okay, so for me, enlarge our space of our tent. No, this is very important. And there are three phrases that I'd like to share. We are blessed to bless. We are loved to love, and we are being given to give. No, so we feel that love, that generosity of God. So we are also encouraged to do the same. No, so that to make a great impact in our society, and as an ecosystem, we continue to connect each other, to share our own stories, and then in our little way we continue to bring our beneficiaries to others. Thank you.
Thank you, Pads. Madam, to your key takeaway to close this session.
Thank you, Anne. Time. Time is my message. The pandemic taught us the value of time. This is an opportunity, so we take action sooner than later, whatever form it will be. And while we can, when we say yes, God will orchestrate the resources through us. I always believe in blessings. So let us be mindful about it, and let's also be active, because we cannot be passive and that's it. By being active is to share, make people get involved, and take action. In that way, we create light for others. And in the process of creating light for others, we naturally actually light our own way. So may this campaign bless everyone, and may we continue to become a blessing to others. Thank you.
Thank you so much to our panelists. That closes our panel for tonight. We go back to Cheryl for the second part of our program. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Miss Anne, and to all our panelists.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Time flies really fast, as we are already on the day 36 of raising awareness, igniting generosity, and promoting solidarity. Through the $1 per day campaign, we aim to raise funds that will help the participating organization strengthen their programs to provide access to equality, education, better economy, and equal rights for opportunities. To know more about these organizations, let us all watch this video.
The ASOC PDO had identified 9 advocacies to support the sustainability of the ASOC congregation, missions, and apostolates. First, vocation and formation. The Augustinian Sisters of Our Lady of Consolation's Vocation and Formation program aims to make the youth aware of their Christian calling in the socio-political, economic, and religio-cultural context of realities, and to awaken in them the value and relevance of responding to the call of Jesus Christ, the consecrated way of life. Second, home for the elderly. It is a home for the elderly sisters who are no longer active to engage in ministries and services. It is also a home for lay elderly persons who have no family to go home to in their old age. Third, beatification of Venerable Mother Consuelo Barcelo Ipaches. Moved by the spirit of our foundresses, Mother Rita and Mother Consuelo Barcelo Ipaches, ASALP began the tedious work in the process of the cause for beatification of Mother Consuelo. Pope Benedict XVI authorized the Sacred Congregation for Causes of Saints at the Vatican to recognize the heroic virtues of Mother Consuelo, who thereby gained the title Venerable. The recognition as Venerable is the first step towards sainthood. Fourth, Sisters' education. With the desire to optimize the development of the human resources of the congregation, school administrators and teachers need to qualify themselves academically as required by the Department of Education and the Commission on Higher Education. Through formal and informal education, sisters are being prepared for the congregation's ministries to serve the people, especially the last, the least, and the lost. Fifth, scholarship program. Lifelong education is a venue of prophecy and hope, is the main apostolate of the Augustinian Sisters of Our Lady of Consolation. This originated from the holistic development of the orphans who were taken care of by the foundresses as pioneer sisters in 1883 to 1904. Sixth, socio-pastoral ministries. Our people experience helpless misery, unrest, and untold sufferings. Faced with these realities, we develop people through BEC, or the Basic Ecclesial Community, by inculcating in them good values with inspirational stories of noble deeds by great men, women, and saints. We lighten the burdens of the poor by making our socio-pastoral ministry a vehicle to open avenues and opportunities for fulfilling their human and spiritual needs. One of the socio-pastoral ministries that the ASOC PDO supports is the Tahanan ng Paggalingan ni Mother Rita Incorporated, or the TMMR, a licensed and accredited social agency with the Department of Social Welfare and Development that is run by the Augustinian Sisters of Our Lady of Consolation. The residential home located at Santa Cruz, Giginto, Bulacan is in its 22nd year of existence. It caters to boys and girls from ages 5 to 16 years old who are street children, indigent, neglected, and abused in any form. 7th, Creation Spirituality Centers. The ASOL congregations operates 2 Creation Spirituality Centers, namely Mother Consuelo Farm in Bago City in Negros Occidental, and the Augustinian Sister for Eco-Spirituality in Tabuk, Kalinga Mountain Province. New centers experimenting on permaculture are being established, namely Nazareth Farm in Labu, Camarines Norte, 5-hectare land in San Jose del Monte, Bulacan, and 5-hectare land in Mountain Province. These centers serve as sacred spaces of the indwelling presence of God's Spirit of love, peace, healing, and harmony. They advocate for the conservation and protection of the integrity of creation. 8th, infrastructure. With the increasing demands of Augustinian Catholic education for transformation, the congregation needs to improve their facilities and put up additional structures in order to respond to the needs of modern technology and modern trends of education. To have safe, healthful, and presentable facilities which may hold or attract more clientele. To have a space for additional resources of income which are needed in the continuous operation of schools and centers, and to accommodate additional enrollees. 9. Health Ministry. The La Consolacion University General Hospital, or LCUGH, is providing health services to persons with low income. It aims to support and respond to the needs of the poorest people. The hospital is also the complementary arm of La Consolacion University Philippines in its effort to provide excellent and relevant learning environment for training students in the degree of Doctor of Medicine and Allied Medical Sciences.
Abuse and exploitation of women and children are a growing problem in the Philippines. 1 in 5 Filipino children is a victim of different forms of sexual abuse and exploitation, and 1 in every 4 of Filipino women aged 15 to 49 has experienced physical, emotional, or sexual violence by their husband or partner. Moreover, with the onset of the pandemic, it has been reported that 1 in 3 households around the world reported violence at home. The stories are examples of the many lives that have been transformed by a group of dedicated individuals who are psychologists, social workers, and trained therapists. They are the Marian Missionaries of the Philippines. Registered at the Securities and Exchange Commission in 2016, MMPI envisions empowered and transformed women and children who are victims of sexual abuse, domestic violence, neglect, and exploitation to uphold their worth, dignity, and justice in a supportive and protective environment. MMPI's main program asset or advocacy, capacity building, empowerment, and transformation. Advocacy promotes the protection and prevention of children and women's rights through psychosocial education, awareness-raising sessions, campaigns with stakeholders and duty bearers to provide support in the institutionalization of the program in their respective localities, such as budget allocation for specialized training and development or amendment of policies for women and children. Capacity building through training focused on capacitating the community-based service providers, which include barangay workers, volunteers, shelter staff, social workers, teachers, and guidance counselors in reporting and proper handling of abuse cases towards healing and recovery. Community-based child protection response, an interagency collaboration and coordination at the barangay, local government units, faith-based, non-government organizations, and other sectors for the conduct of immediate response and intervention to reported cases of abuse, neglect, and exploitation. This follows the 5 R's of child protection: recognize, respond, report, record, and refer cases to proper authorities, which is the multidisciplinary team. Multidisciplinary case management is an interdisciplinary approach to managing cases to prevent the re-traumatization and adverse effects to survivors of sexual abuse, neglect, and exploitation. The team, composed of a social worker, doctor, police officer, psychologist, and a lawyer, closely work together to assess the biopsychosocial legal status of the victim to determine the appropriate intervention for each case referred to them. The team is trained and equipped with knowledge and skills on understanding the dynamics of the victims, women and children's rights and protection laws, trauma-informed care, family therapy, community-based case management, child-friendly investigative interviews. Empowerment and strengthening of partnerships and alliances, organizing and capacitating the community partners, stakeholders, service providers, and multidisciplinary team. Therapeutic intervention towards individual transformation by providing psychosocial intervention services. The purpose is for the beneficiaries to understand the effects of traumatic experience in their behavior and personality, help them cope, recover, restore self-esteem, and reestablish nurturing relationships with their families, communities, and with God.
I have been in this work of accompanying in the healing process of the sexually abused children in the last 30 years of my life. And I have proven that transformation is possible as long as the children have been are given the opportunity to be accompanied with professionally and properly, so that many have become productive already. They have become professionals and they have reared up their families responsibly. Therefore, his history of abuse or the cycle of abuse has been stopped in their lives. So we cannot continue our work without the support of friends, benefactors, and supporters. So we need your financial support in order to continue our work of rehabilitating and accompanying in the healing process of the sexually abused children and battered women.
The Marian Missionaries of the Philippines believes that the healing and recovery of survivors of abuse bring empowerment to the individual and to the community. So long as we continue to fight for their rights, there is a future for them to live transformed and productive lives.
From nobody, pwede tayo maging somebody.
In the realities of the world today, especially since the pandemic started, we were forced to rethink our priorities and streamline our resources. Parents with limited financial resources only had enough to sustain their academic education. Music and arts took a back seat. But it is in music and arts that children gain confidence and develop their character, social, and critical thinking skills. It is in music and arts that they can think creatively and becomes a fun diversion from academics. Evans Light will provide an opportunity for the kids to nourish and expand their musical and artistic skills. Parents are occupied in providing basic necessities that they fall short of imparting family values that they would want their children to grow into. Sometimes, society imposes responsibility upon the children when it is the parents' job to provide. Children should be having fun and enjoying their childhood. Instead of encouraging the children to develop their creative side, they are using technology such as iPads to babysit the kids. Evans Light will help parents provide an avenue to encourage creativity and character formation and development. By 2050, 160 million people will be diagnosed with Alzheimer's disease. But we can do something about it. We can avoid it, delay it, and manage it. Evans Light will help create awareness, provide support, educate caregivers and families on cognitive degenerative diseases, especially Alzheimer's disease.
As we mentioned, we have chosen advocacies that are close to Evan's heart: music and arts, values formation, and care for the elderly. So for the music and arts, the program includes 10 sessions of basic art and voice lessons, and it will include about 100 underprivileged kids of ages 5 to 12 years old. And there are currently ongoing talks with prospective partners such as Batang Pinanga Foundation and Asilo de la Milagrosa Orphanage. For the values formation, the program includes recreational activities and visiting the elderly. And this will include about 30 underprivileged kids of ages 5 to 15 years old. And there are currently ongoing talks with prospective partners such as Batang Pinanga Foundation, Asilo de la Milagrosa Orphanage, as well as the Don Bosco Boys Home, all in Cebu, Philippines. For the care for the elderly, the program includes seminars with family caregivers, visiting the elderly, talks with general public on wellness to delay cognitive decline, and interaction of 5 to 15-year-old kids with the elderly. And there are currently ongoing talks with prospective partner such as Casa Sagugma Nursing Home in Cebu, Philippines. So of course, planning and completing these events will take a good sum of money, and we have an initial projected funding requirement for the first year, and they are divided into three accordingly to their advocacies. So for the music and arts, we will require about 1.2 million pesos for the first year. For values formation, about 100,000 pesos. And care for the elderly, about 200,000 pesos. And these are the US dollar equivalents. A total of 1.5 million pesos for the first year, or $29,000 for the first year. Again, planning and completing these events will require time, skill, and money. And here is how you can help. First, you volunteer your time and skill. Be an art teacher, a voice coach, an event staff, or an office staff. Or you can donate today through these avenues: Metrobank, PayPal, and GCash. Or you can just email us at evanslightinc@gmail.com and find us in Facebook. So friends, partner with us and donate today and be the light to someone's path.
To tell us how to donate for this campaign, may I now call on Ms. Mighty Marquez and Mr. Monmon Escanio.
Thank you very much, Cheryl. Hello, Maite.
Hi, Mon. Hello
Good
to
evening.
everyone.
Hi, good evening, good morning, good afternoon to everybody. Tonight, we'll be rallying for donations and support for the advocacy of equal access for all.
To encourage us to give $1 or more, let us watch this video.
Play VTR.
Hello everyone, take action for global impact. Donate $1 per day for 100 days and support the Spring Rain Global Campaign in our ecosystem of good.
Take action for global impact. Donate $1 per day for 100 days and support the Spring Rain Global Campaign in our ecosystem of good. Let's spread charity globally. Thank you.
Go.
Take action for global impact. Donate $1 per day for 100 days and support the Spring Rain Global Campaign in our ecosystem of good.
Go! Take action for global impact. Donate $1 per day for 100 days and support the Spring Rain Global Campaign in our ecosystem of good.
3, go.
Take action for global impact. Donate $1 per day for 100 days and support the Spring Rain Global Campaign in our ecosystem of good.
Take action for global impact. Donate $1 per day for 100 days and support the Spring Rain Global Campaign in our ecosystem of good.
Take action for global impact. Donate $1 per day for 100 days and support the Spring Rain Global Campaign in our ecosystem of good.
Take action for global impact. Donate $1 per day for 100 days and support the Spring Rain Global Campaign in our ecosystem of good. Thank you. God bless you. Take action for global impact. Donate $1 per day for 100 days and support the Spring Rain Global Campaign in our ecosystem of good. Thank you. God bless you.
We are glad to share with you some wonderful news from our PDOs, initiatives to raise funds and help make our world a better place to live in. Maite?
Shown in your screens, you can see the initial fundraising report of 2 PDOs during the first weeks of the campaign. Wow, it's pretty good, Mon. Look at that.
Fabulous, Maite. Fabulous numbers there on the screen.
So congratulations to our PDOs and huge thanks to all of the donors. Your generosity will go a long way in creating a positive impact on the lives of many communities. Keep the donations coming and continue taking action to create a global impact.
And for those who are just joining us this day or the few days ahead of this day, here are the ways to support this life-giving campaign. Take action.
What's the first way, Mon?
Begin with small acts. The goal is to build something small that could have a big impact. Giving $1 a day or 50 pesos at a time may seem easy. As we continue to make it a daily habit, we consistently donate, we can ignite generosity and build a giving community.
All right. The second thing you can do is you can actually purchase Lazada vouchers. Shop early for your Christmas gifts and include this small gesture of generosity. Get vouchers at the Spring Rain Global Lazada store.
Or the third step, take action by signing up for for $1 per day for 100 days fundraising campaign. If you are an organization who is raising money in the next 64 days, you may register at the link shown on your screens. There's the link.
All right. Donations can be sent through the donation portals shown in your screens or
through the donation portals of the following fabulous organizations videos. Kalinaw Mind Center.
Number 2, Diocese of San Carlos Stewardship and Philanthropic Development Office.
Okay. Third, we have the Sisters of Immaculate Heart of Mary, Mother of Christ, IHM PDO.
Fourth, the Congregation of St. Joseph, the Josephites of St. Leonard, Morialdo, Vice Province of Africa.
Fifth, Can Care Technical Vocational Education Training Assessment and Review Center Institute, Incorporated.
6, Evans Light Incorporated.
7th, Signature Foundation Incorporated.
8, Carmelite Missionaries PDO.
9th, San Pablo Apostol SPDO in Tondo.
All right. Number 10, we have the Passionist PDO.
Okay, and 11th, we have the Dominican Daughters of the Immaculate Mother.
Number 12, Juan Sebastian PDO.
And 13, we have the Divine Word Foundation PDO.
Okay, kindly note that all donations deposited directly into the participating organization's bank accounts will be for their exclusive use only, while donations received through SRG will be distributed among all the participants.
Spring Lane Global, together with its philanthropic development offices, continues to stand in solidarity with people who suffer through the many social issues in the world. We are in solidarity with the many donors looking for people and communities whom they can give hope and support.
All right, so let's continue to cultivate a spirit of giving, guys. Giving and selflessness, knowing that even the smallest acts of generosity can have a profound impact on the world around us. Take action for global impact, $1 at a time.
Yes, and Maite, it's been fabulous. The panelists today was fabulous. And I heard about human rights and all these orphanages and everything. Again, thank you to all the participating organizations. May God continue to bless the work of your hands.
I say amen to that, Mon. This equal access is something that's close to my heart, Mono, because it actually is just for everyone. And I like what I heard when about 50 years is good. You have your discipleship, you have your love. It's basically all about love. Na even the poor can give, the poor can receive, the rich can give, the rich can receive. It's not just about money, but it's about collaboration.
And something I heard tonight, which I will never forget, was someone who said about if you're alone, it's very small. But if we are together and form a group, we can make things really happen. We can make changes.
I like that. I like that. So, guys, we hope for the next weeks, more donors and donations will be added to our giving community.
And before we leave the room, may I request all of us to turn on our cameras for our photo opportunity. Nicole or Miss Anne or Miss Cheryl, please give us the cue for the photo opportunity. Are you ready?
I need.
1, 2, 3, smile.
Done? Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much, everyone. Again, this has been your host. I'm Juan Escanio.
I'm Maite Marquez.
Have a restful Saturday evening. Please enjoy this closing song and don't forget to go to Mass tomorrow because it's a day of the Lord, Sunday.
God bless. Bye.